talk about Jeezy Sports. Unique video blind tour. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Ravi Savage. We talk about Jeezy Sports. Unique video blind tour. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Ravi Savage. We talk about Jeezy Sports.
Hey guys, what's up? At 200, we did say face reveal, but this guy is very, very petty. So here I am, Jackson Bryan, living flesh. Couldn't get to cut my hair or anything like that. The barber is not in the country, and the other guy, well, we don't know where he is. So right now I am in the mood for a barber, and there's Savage, the man.
There you go.
The man. Anyway, man. So another. Guys, this is weird because on camera it's different, but when we're just in the studio, it's a easier recording for us. In some instances, some people we walk up and down. There are some people in the backgrounds you don't want to be seen, but we can do this now. Sav, vamos.
Vamos, my friend. A new little environment, going on
Yeah,
here. Nice
the
little
camera
experience.
stays
Try to
on, bro.
complain.
It stays on until there's an interruption. Right?
But why are you doing this to me, man?
No.
This is
Your
this is
idea
gonna
was
look
to
like
bring all
Arsenal
of us
season.
on. No. You wanted everybody on, right? You were going to have to be on. Yeah, good, good. Anyway, man. Why am I doing
Now
this?
where's Fry and all this? I need Fry to be on all this, man.
You what?
I need Fry to be here for the next
Don't worry, we'll
episode.
have Fry soon,
Cause I
bro. You go drop everything that you already deleted. But Fry will be on. The Gold Cup starts, and what a note to start on anyway. Like, like Jamaica. We're Jamaicans. To an extent. America, we saw what America did to Canada yesterday, and Canada is the second best team in the region. Um, they absolutely dismantled them. They took them apart, rebuilt them. Then they took an AK-47, blew them up, sent them to Japan, did a Pearl Harbor, and came back. That's how bad Canada were beaten yesterday. And it shut us because their first game, the United States, it's lucky Jamaica to play America first. And we lost to Jordan this morning. We lost to Jordan. And I know it's not our best team, but Sav, what is going to be a good result against the United States on Saturday? Like, I know winning is a good result, right? A draw is a good result. But what is actually going to be a good result? Because I don't see a win.
All right. So if you're asking me what's going to be a good result against the United States of America, los Estados Unidos, for y'all Spanish speakers, um, it's gonna be tough. I'm not even gonna joke. It's going to be incredibly difficult for us to come away from that match with even a win or a draw. As I said, a good result would be a draw, but I fully expect us to lose this game. I don't just I, At the start of it all with Halgrimson and the boys, I had some sort of faith, but since seeing the last two performances, it's just been absolutely atrocious, absolutely horrible. And I can't see us. This Canada team, right? This Canada team went to the World Cup, and since then their form has been lacking. Let's be honest, their form has been subpar at best since then. So maybe that could be an indicator that hey, maybe Canada is just falling off a little bit. Maybe this United States isn't any better than them, but because Canada is losing form, it just looked that bad. But in my opinion, a good result would be anything less than losing by more than 3 goals. So 2-0, 1-0 loss. I take that honestly because for goal difference, we still do need to have a good goal difference to get out of this group. With what I've seen with the boys, I can't see us. I really hope we can see us at least get a draw or a win. As I've said, I don't really have faith in them anymore compared to how I did 2, 3, 4 years ago. Um, we do have decent players. They never say never. It's do or die season, right? So I'd say a good result would be a draw. Maybe a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw. I'll be happy with that. What say you?
Listen, before we, well, not before we play Jordan, but yesterday. When the Nations League final was on, I was watching because I was saying there is gonna be a chance for Canada. They're gonna have a chance. They have Alfonso Davies, who was tearing America's right hand side down. Jonathan David, a good finisher. Kone in the midfield wasn't that bad either. Um, but after I saw the way America played, I mean, Gio Reyna decided this was the perfect day to have his Messi impersonation on point. Four people around him, and he just dribbled around everybody, including the ref. Nah, nah, not too far. But listen, before that game, even before the Nations League final, I was saying we could we could beat America. Pinnock's kept Pulisic quiet in the Premier League. Lembisika did it in the Carabao Cup on him. So we have a chance. We have a chance. And all we have to do is get the forward scoring. Bailey is in good form ending the season. But man, after you see that performance, I'm like, okay, get up, watch Jordan against Jamaica. If we can win this game by 4, 5, 6, it depends on the performance. And I saw Icelandic football. I'm sorry, but that's I know who Hallgrimsson coached and everything like that, but I saw the Icelandic football, and it's not going to work. I said it initially when Hallgrimsson was just announced as the head coach. I was on Sports Talk, and I said to Daniel that there's no way he can come down here and play the Icelandic way. It's not going to work because we have too many technical players. And I saw Phillips and Paris and Javane Brown crossing it from 40 yards like they play in Dream League Classic. I mean, I just didn't understand it, bro. Um, but no, look, if we get 4-0, I'm going to be disappointed. If we get, if we lose 2-0, I'm going to say, okay, there was a chance. If we get battered, then that's just it. If we draw, then I'm gonna say we're winning the Gold Cup. You will see that we're gonna have a post game show after Gold Cup games for Jamaica. By the way, you're gonna see me shirtless on that show. I'm gonna be shirtless running around in my room saying we're winning the Gold Cup if we draw the game. I'm telling you. You know me. I keep my word all the time, bro. Keep my word all the time. If we draw against America or even beat them, I'm running shirtless and saying we're winning the Gold Cup.
I mean, it is football at the end of the day. We've come close to the Gold Cup about 2 or 3 times in the past, losing two finals, one against the United States, one against Mexico, and then losing a semi-finals to the United States. It's pretty much summed up our Gold Cup run as being one of the top three teams in the entire nation. Now, in that match against Jordan, I didn't watch it because, as you know, I barely slept or anything, so I didn't really watch the match. But
You got
based on what I've seen, Jordan is not. Jordan doesn't walk into CONCACAF and beat half the teams, right? We know that for sure. Jordan is not. Jordan is not a France. Jordan is not a England. Jordan is not even a Lebanon. Jordan is Jordan, right? Their team quality, they don't have a player that stands out, that's in the Prem, that's or in Europe's top five leagues, that right. And I fully believe that if we play the Icelandic football, as you've said, against the United States on Saturday, we are getting 5 or 6, but nothing less than that. Because what I realize, it's just one pass long ball, one pass long ball. But Blood thinks it's FIFA.
Dream League
He
Classic,
thinks,
Dream
no,
League
no,
Classic.
a
He
Dream
crossed it
League,
from half line.
even the current Dream League, he just thinks it's FIFA. Like, bro, what happened to tactics? That's like me throwing on a jersey, going into City and be like, hey, De Bruyne, cross the ball. Every time you touch the ball, just kick it upfield. Haaland will get there. That's not a tactic. You don't have a Haaland, you don't have a De Bruyne. You have players that can barely make 5 yard passes. How do you intend to do that against the United States? And not only that, but we conceded a well worked goal from Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan, imagine when
very,
Gio
very.
Reyna, imagine when Messi takes the pitch. What's going to happen against us? When we play against Gio, Messi, Reyna, we're going to lose.
Man,
But
man, I'm
of course,
telling you,
I'll be the first person to come out and admit that if we do come with a positive result, a draw or a win, I'll be the first one to stand up, apologize, and shake hands with Halgrimsson and tell him, I am sorry. I am absolutely sorry for doubting you.
Man,
But that's it.
I'm telling you. You see that Jordan game today? I couldn't believe it because look, Nicholson, look, it all went wrong when Deshaun Bernard came. It was 1-0. Bernard came off in the 60th minute, then they scored immediately. Nicholson got a chance, 1v1, and it was going in about until about 2 inches out from the goal line. It decided to just take one step to the left and just absolutely missed the post. I'm telling you, it was going in. And then I saw, Jordan's coming down, nothing serious, one pass there, one pass there. I'm like, okay, all right. Long ball from what's that? The inside right channel to the back post on the left. I'm like, okay, Blake's gonna save that. He didn't head it to go. He headed across goal. Man on mark. I'm like, what is this? This is not Jordan. This is not Jordan. This is prime Burnley. This isn't Jordan. I was never any part of this. I mean, come on, man. But for real though, we can't be losing to Jordan. Man. That it's embarrassing. And the team, because I have the team sheet here, it wasn't bad either. It was Blake in goal, right? Who most of us think is the number one goalkeeper. Amari Bell, who I think you think is the number one left back. But then I see Mariappa, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, why is Mariappa still here? Why is
Bro, hey,
Mariappa?
Mario for like 47.
Mariappa is older than Ron. I'm kidding. But he's about 30, 30. He plays for Salford. He plays for Salford. That's supposed to show you everything. He's not a young guy like Bernard who played for Portsmouth last season, just left Manchester United, and he has a whole lot of suitors out there. You look at Javane Brown, I'm like, isn't Javane Brown a left back? I don't know the formation at that point. John Russell, good midfielder in my opinion. Kevin Lambert, Kahim Paris on the flank. He plays for Dynamo Kiev. He's back up to Zigenkov on the right wing. And then I saw Phillips, and I'm like, who the hell is Phillips? And I'm telling you now, this should be the first and last time I see Phillips playing for Jamaica. There is no way. Bro, that's Lukaku on the wings. That's what I'm telling you. That's a baby Lukaku on the wing. I'm not kidding. He's absolutely rubbish. There's no saving him. I mean, he got the ball. It was early in the game, like 3 minutes. He got the ball. He's got space. The nearest defender is about 10 yards away. Corey Burke is on the edge of the D. Paris is making an incisive run, and Daniel Johnson's in the 10. He's saying, "Give me the ball," and this nigga try to cross it. He crosses it out of play, nearly hits the corner flag. That's how good his crossing is, hitting the corner flag from the right wing. That's what I'm saying, bro. He cannot play like how I was wait. I thought by the time we started the show, he would have already named his 23-man roster for the Gold Cup, the final squad, but he hasn't done so yet. But I can't see Phillips, right? Right. I can't see Phillips. I don't want to see Burke. I don't even want to, and this is probably gonna be the hottest one, but I don't want to see Whisper. Dujon Richard should not be in that final squad. There,
You
if,
know what?
if he play 4-4-2, he doesn't have. He's like Mbappe. He does not track back, and he's not a centre forward, so he can't play.
I mean, in my opinion, I'm all for giving the youngsters a chance out, even if it's just to get some international minutes, some international experience. Um, for that reason and that reason alone, I would like to see him there. I don't want his confidence to get too much of him. That's what I've been preaching and saying. I don't like confident players. And I don't mean like confidence in the sense that you're confident in your football abilities. I mean, as in the sense that he feels that he has made it. He feels that he has made it already. And then he starts to play like rubbish. Then he starts to play like Cristiano Ronaldo. And I don't mean the 2017 one, right? Corey Burke, he has been reliable in the past. Past Gold Cups, past Caribbean Cups. He has played some really big, big games for us. Darren Mattox, since I think
He
has
was a
retired from the
striker.
national team, I believe.
He was a striker.
Yeah, he was amazing, right? But aside from him, I don't really see us having any other forward options except for a certain man from West Ham, Mikhail Antonio. You get me? I think that Whisper and Antonio might be a decent combination. We have one hand, a seasoned attacker who knows the ways of the Premier League, who has played week in, week out against some of the best defenders in the world that the world has to offer. Then you have a young blood, a young gun coming up who is going to be facing similar challenges in the upcoming months as soon as he turns 18 years old. You get me? You have a powerhouse and you have a speeding bullet. That sets up a really good combination, I believe, for decent link up play. Because where Whisper falls short in strength, Antonio is there. And where Antonio falls short in his pace attributes, Whisper is there. And as you know, both of them are decent finishers. So I kind of would love to see it. I mean, it is the Gold Cup, and you don't really like to take chances in major competitions. But at this point, we really don't have any other real strikers or anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if Halvinson names Whisper in the squad. But I just hope that it can work out in our favor. At the end of the day, I want to see at least us get into the semifinals because it is way more competitive now than it was ever before because you have the emergence of Canada now. Before it was just the United States, Mexico, and Jamaica, and then probably Haiti or something. Now we have all of those teams accompanied by Canada, right? Accompanied by a rising Trinidad and Tobago side. So this World Gold Cup, in my opinion, sets up to probably be the best Gold Cup we have ever had in terms of quality competition overall. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that the experience that these youngsters may get, and as I'm saying, if Whisper goes, I hope that the experience that he may get will be enough of a catalyst to ensure that when he gets to the Prem, he's at that quality and at that scratch. And so that whenever he does come back to Jamaica, whenever he does come back to play for us, we know that we have a genuine Prem grade, world class level striker up front to get us goals. And that's all I'm asking for.
So for striker, you don't see Nicholson as a striker. I mean, we had a conversation that's not been on a show. Was between shows where you said about Nicholson. So you don't see Nicholson as a striking option. He for me he's the best overseas. Let's not say the best striker in Jamaica. You know who I think that Chevron Watch. He's the best finisher we have. But you don't think Nicholson's good enough?
No, no, I'm gonna be frank, brutally honest with you. I have seen Nicholson miss too many great chances. It's like putting Werner and Havertz and Nunes combined, minus all the technical ability and enhancing the non-finishing attributes. I can't wrap my head around it, man. He has the potential to be great, but he really needs to work on his shooting. If he can work on his shooting and his attacking awareness and attacking positioning, I think that he can be great. I think he can be a great striker on par with the late Luton Shelton, rest in peace, right? But as it stands right now, Nicholson has no business being in that starting 11. Hell, you can put him in the 23 because, as we said, we only have two or three strikers, but he has no business starting over Whisper nor Michael Antonio, despite the lackluster form of Antonio this season. And as I said, Whisper's a young blood. He deserves some minutes, right? You want to keep the best players in your camp happy. And although I said his ego may get the better of him, it's just a brutal fact that he is one of the better players we have right now. The hype has certainly been building around him. Chelsea have signed him. First Jamaican in a long time to play for a top four team, since West Morgan and Leicester. Villa is seventh, so that does not count. But you understand what I'm saying. So of course, Chelsea are 12th right now, but that doesn't matter.
I
I
mean, but
just want to see us do well. I've cried so many times over Gold Cup losses. It's insane. I've cried in two finals, right? One where I had the tickets to go, but because of rain, I couldn't get to go. And the second one when I was in the States again and we lost to, was it Mexico, I believe? And then when we finally came, yeah. So it's been a lot of heartbreak and a lot of upset. I kind of feel like a Brazil fan post 2002. So
um,
I don't know what to say anymore.
well,
Turn it
man,
over to you, Jax.
listen. I'm telling you, I got PTSD when I saw the 55-man squad. For the Renegades, because I remember that game against Mexico, and I'm telling you now, apart from Andreas Guardado and Rafa Marquez in the back, there was no reason they should have beaten us. I remember there was a certain brown skinned defender who plays for Charlton Athletic right now by the name of Michael Hector, who cost us that game. And I was
Yeah,
going
I
through the
remember.
55-man squad when it came out, and I saw the name Michael Hector. I'm telling you now, where's my phone? Here's the crack. There's the crack on it. I don't know if it's you can show. There's the crack. I dropped my phone. I couldn't believe Hector is still here, still doing international football. I mean, I talked to him on Twitter. I'll talk to you later, Michael. But bro, I don't see why he's there. I mean, experience level. He and Mariappa experience level, yeah, it can work. But bro, I don't see it, bro. I don't see why they'd be here. For me, I think Mariappa should be a coach of the team, and I think Hector should just be that. Should be what Wes Morgan was in his last year, just around the team, but not playing and just telling the kids what to do. Well,
Yeah, I think that could be a good role for him. He certainly has a lot of experience, but right now he's getting old. You know,
he
that would
is.
be like that would be like throwing Zlatan on a pitch and expecting him to run faster than Kylian Mbappe. Bro, he ain't catching him.
That's not happening.
He ain't going nowhere
Not even
near him.
his prime is Latin doing that.
You know, and it's crazy because while I did rate Hector in the past, we just have to move on. It's just like Brazil with certain defenders in the past. Thiago Silva, for example, David Luiz, for example. No matter how well they were playing, as long as they passed a certain age, they weren't called up again. What we're making is a mistake that Portugal has made with Pepe. Everyone remembers Pepe, the bald guy from Portugal,
The killer.
mm, killing people in the El Clasico. But guess what? Even at his old age, he is good enough. We don't have a player that is good enough in that old age. I'd be completely more, I'd be more satisfied if you took Andrew Holness and threw him in centre back, right? Just throw him in centre back and be like, yo, Andrew, do your bro god magic, and bro, like, come on, man. I don't see he should be the squad. Big ups to him, as you said. You talked to him on Twitter. Man's
Yeah,
moving like the European lad slandering Van Dijk, but
yeah,
but
bro.
oh goodness. But yeah, we need to look forward to the youth. The youth is the catalyst of football development. If we've seen it in cricket, we've seen it in other sports as track and field. The youth are the catalyst for development in any area, especially sport. You have to look at what the youth has to offer, and you have to take that and put it. You have to nurture it, you have to feed it, you have to sow it, you have to plant the seed, you have to cover it with soil, you have to water it every day, right? And when not only does it when it bloom, you leave it there. You continuously do that until it flourishes into a tree. Then guess what? You take a seed from that tree and make another. And that's what I think Jamaica has to do. And that's why I like the little academy-based football. For instance, my local boyhood club, Olympic Gardens, they finally started playing again, and they've been using 16, 17 years old, and they're beating teams from the Premier League, from the Jamaica Premier League.
And
You
the
know,
league
they
good.
they they played against Waterhouse FC the other day and drew the match 2-2. These are guys that I know. These are guys that I see every day, just sitting about, kicking street ball and everything at 17, 18 years old, 16 years old. And they're holding off against one of the best teams historically. They played against Boys Town the other day and beat them 4-0 in a match that wasn't televised.
To be honest, Boys Town kind of fell off. Like they fell off worse than bloody Luton Town did when they fell all the way to the bloody non-league. Boys Town's not been the same since Price left.
Yeah, but it just still shows you the quality of football. Remember, Olympic is not. It was a um Cassava Super League team, I believe, which means they were second tier. I think they're third tier right now because I'm not playing during the COVID period of time and everything, right? So you can tell that these boys don't have a lot to work with. They haven't been training hasn't been going on because I frequently go by the training facilities. Speaking of facilities, there are no facilities. It's just bush.
We said it. Said it. But hey, man, that's a good point to actually end on the youth because we're going to go into a quick break right now. Yeah, I need to get something, so need to go into a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the youth in the squad, those that were not called up to the initial 55 member team, and those who might miss out. Right? It's GZ. Be back in, I don't know, about a minute.
All right.
Chicago Jersey Sports. Tune in for the outline tour. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Randy Savage. Chicago Jersey Sports. Tune in for the outline tour. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Randy Savage. Chicago Jersey Sports. Check out the steel, shine. Feel like a sports dedicated. Shine. Not the best. So come. Jersey Sports, you should be on. Sometimes we are dangerous. Chicago Jesus Plus. You need to be a better. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Randy Savage. Chicago Jesus Plus. You need to be a better. Like and subscribe some more. Big Jaxson, Ryan, and Randy Savage. Chicago Jesus Plus.
And here we are again, back. And as we said, the youth was the best point to actually end on. Um, there are some young players in the Jamaica squad. I mean, I could go through them. I know some of them that are already there. Omari Hutchinson, who plays for Chelsea, formerly of Arsenal. Dujan Richards, as we already spoke about. Um, and there's one that I was really surprised to not hear in the 55-man member team that went on the friendlies. I'm guessing maybe since the Premier League final was about a week ago, if we're not mistaken. It was a week ago, and Jamaica already jetted off. So I'm guessing that's why he didn't go. But who I think is the best young Jamaican defender right now, Kyle Ming, who plays for Cavalier FC. Now, out with
Carl
those
Mayer.
three, what?
Carl Mayer.
Ming, like a
Oh, you mean
Chinese
Ming?
name. Yep. I'm not going to say that. So that's going to be considered racist. I'm not going to say. Um, yeah, but Ming is a really good defender. Wasn't in the squad, and I actually spoke to you about this yesterday after I finally got back the internet. Thank you, JPS. Um, After I finally got back the internet, saying how there are some players missing. I mean, Colin Anderson, he scored 23 goals in the Premier League. The first time somebody's hit more than 20 goals, I think, in more than a decade. And he's not in the Jamaica squad. Chevon Walsh, who plays for Portmore United, big team, best team in the country.
No,
We're coming
no,
for that
no.
trophy, Mount Pleasant. He's not in the squad. He scored, what was it, 7 in 6 games in the Link Cup. And in every single one, his finishes were outrageous. So that begs the question, do you think there'll be like any surprises in regards to the 23-man squad that should be named? Or do you think he just picked from the 55 he originally had, Algrimson?
I really love to hope that there would be some surprises because, as you said, some of them really deserve a shot at the international level. Right? We can't, as I said, a lot of these players are young players that will be there 10, 15 years. Well, maybe not 15, but 10 years from now, they'll be the seniors of the squad. And we need to nurture them. We can't be keeping the seniors and making them even more seniors. It doesn't make sense. Right?
Yeah,
I,
if
I
Phillips
am
can get a chance,
firmly,
yeah,
I am firmly of the belief that leaving the youth behind makes no sense. Say that
does it?
again.
No, I'm saying if Phillips gets a chance, everybody can get one.
He should. He should. He really should. Same reason why I said Whisper should get a chance. He should get a chance because he's young and upcoming. 10 years from now, we won't have a Corey Burke. 10 years from now, we might not even have a Leon Bailey. You know, 10 years from now, there's no Michael Antonio.
Definitely.
No Darren Mattox. We have to we have to focus on the youth, right? Maybe the only safe position we have for the next 10 years would be goalkeeper, because as you know, even if Andre Blake decides to hang up his books today, we still do have Amal Knight,
And Korea
right?
Die and that kid Boyce Clark from
Mm,
Reading, I think it is.
yeah, yeah, and the young and upcoming goalkeeper O'Shane Thomas, right? So I don't see why not. I mean, bring them, get them experience. Same reason why Brazil brought Pele and some of those other greats to the World Cup to sit on the bench and watch, to give them the feel, to give them the experience, to give them the vibe, to know that the next time that they go on that pitch, it's their turn. The next time they go to the competition, they're the ones that's gonna have to be doing what their predecessors were doing. That's what I need to see from them. And it's not gonna stop. Jamaica is not gonna get any better until it stop relying on older players to come and play. No,
Yeah,
we shouldn't be doing that. We should listen to the youth.
I don't want to cut you, but I don't know how long or how much heartache you've already gone through with this country, but I remember I think it was in primary school, um, heading into high school, so between 2010 and 2015 or so, and every single window we called up Rudolph Austin, we called up Joby McAnuff, bro. I couldn't understand what Rudolph Austin's goal was. Like he only scored. I mean, he scored bangers. That was it. Long shots, but he was used. I mean, he plays support more now, so I'm not gonna slag him off too much. But he was useless. I mean, he played a lot of games in the championship in England, but he never got like as soon as the team made the Premier League, they got rid of him. He played a little while in Norway, all over. He's in Jamaica now, as I said. But that's what we don't want to happen. Right now, we see it happening with Adrian Mariappa. Mariappa should be a part of that coaching staff. He should not be. I don't even know why would you want to still be playing internationally. I mean, I get it with Messi and Ronaldo; they're the best players ever. But why would you want to? You're a defender. You're gonna no. I mean, look, let's go in Mariappa's shoes, right? I'm a defender. I played very good at Watford, played very good at Palace, very good at Reading, all in the Premier League. I'm gonna be playing in the Gold Cup. Who are the forwards I'm going up against? Oh, Christian Pulisic. Well, he's fast. Florian Balogun. Well, he's fast. Timothy Weah. I'm not catching him. Alfonso Davies. Why not just retire? Because you're not catching anybody. I mean, we're gonna see. I don't know if you ever played FIFA. I think it was FIFA 16, and all you had to do was use pacing and beat the defender. That's literally what's gonna happen if Mariappa's caught in a one-on-one, and we can't have that happen. I mean, Deshaun is here. Deshaun is fast, but I don't think he's gonna use Deshaun yet. Ethan Pinnock should be the starter. I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago. Damian Lowe pulled his hamstring for Inter Miami, so I'm not entirely sure if he'll be fit enough to start the first game against the United States. But we can't keep relying on these old guys. Seriously.
And something, right? Someone that I'm very concerned that I haven't seen for Jamaica now very long time is Jamal Lowe. You know Jamal Lowe, right? A
Yeah, I know.
striker.
He's
Why
based on
has he not been given a chance?
yeah. So based on I don't know why he wasn't in the friendlies. He was named in the 55-man squad, and based on sources, they were saying that Halgrimson will name him into the 23. I just don't know what's happened, whether he's picked up an injury or anything. He did have a good season with QPR when he was loaned out at the back end, but I don't know why he hasn't featured at all.
That's interesting. That is very interesting to hear because I'm a big fan of Jamal Lowe. Me. A
Yeah,
little bit of bias because, yeah, a little bit of bias because of some instances with certain virtual games that I will not name here. But I kind of like Jamal Lowe. He's quick, he can finish, he's skillful, and most importantly of all, I've seen him track back more times than I can count. I have never seen Joey McAnuff track back once in watching Jamaica back then. I've never seen him track back. But you know, I don't know what to say about it anymore. Just turn it over to you, Jaxson.
yeah, and I don't really want to dwell on the national team much because, as I said, they haven't even put out the 23-man squad. But this is Halgrimson's in his first year, right? We can't deny it or say that it's gonna be easy or anything like that. But he's been in charge for about 4 or 5 games now. Still hasn't won one. Is this something that we don't want to see? Something like maybe this is not good for the country. He's gonna be here for the next 3 years. Was Halgrim? I know it's very early to say, and I'm hypocritical for asking, but was Halgrimson a bad appointment?
Too early to call. Too early to call, man. Like as you said, it's just been 4 games. Look how many managers in Europe have lost their first 4 games and go on to do great things. Uh, it's way too early to say. Right now, it is looking regrettable. If it continues like this, I can't see him surviving more than a year. But I would love to believe that there are greener pastures ahead of us. You know, there's always the calm after the storm.
There is, man, and yeah. So we're going. I'll probably going to get 4 more minutes, but instead of that, Saf, it's your show. It will be your show. You know, you're the guy on camera. Savage Slaughter should be up soon. Question before we do head into that slaughterhouse though. The Saudi Pro League, or if you watch 414s, you know how they pronounce that. I'm not gonna do that on camera, but yeah, the Saudi Pro League just got Edouard Mendy, a goalkeeper who we spoke about from hero to zero. They're getting Hakim Ziyech, all the Chelsea rejects basically, Ruben Neves as well. Right, I mean, a few weeks ago we said okay, it's gonna be a retirement league, but Ruben Neves is not that old, and neither is really Hakim Ziyech. I think he's just touching 30. Mendy is about 30 as well. Um, and they're not going to the same clubs; they're going to all different clubs. And they tried for Lukaku. Does the Saudi Pro League? Because I see what's happening. They're gonna build the league and then ask UEFA to add them to their football federation, and then you have Al Nasser playing Barcelona at bloody SoFi Stadium or whatever. Does does the Saudi Pro League, is it gonna invade the top five leagues soon, especially with all this money?
Not soon. Maybe in the next 20, 30 years, there's a chance, but not right now because, as you said, the Saudi Pro League is doing exactly what the Chinese Super League did, and the Chinese Super League is no better off now than it was when it first started, right? The issue with the Saudi Pro League is that while they're doing a lot of recruitment and everything, they still don't have the pull to say, "Hey, Kylian Mbappe, come here." It's all players. It's all bang average players or players who are getting up in age, right? You'll never see a 16-year-old wonder kid, formerly of Brighton or Birmingham City, or an 18-year-old kid from Birmingham City, say his dream is to play for Al Hilal. You'll never hear a 23-year-old man say it's always been his dream to play for Al Nazar, Etifak. There's no one that would say that. And until then, you'd always hear a man say, "Hey, Newcastle is my boyhood club. It's my dream to play for them. Hey, QPR is my boyhood club. It'd be amazing to play for them." I grew up in Manchester. I grew up on two sides of the fence. You'll never hear that from the Saudi Pro League, not for now at least. And until they can pull some of the younger talent in, maybe say pull Saka, pull Fati, pull Ferran Torres, pull Rafinha, pull Dembele, pull all of those youngsters, and then you can say you have a good league on your hands. But then they offer sustainability pops up. How can you afford? I know the crowd is back in and everything, but how can you afford? And normally, as accustomed to my segment, I will talk more about this later. But right now, the Saudi Pro League has no chance to invade the top five. Not right now, and I'm standing firm on that.
Well, well, what Ronaldo said would be wrong then. Not in 5 years, in 20 or 30. Just a bit of news. I just got texted from. I should have checked. This is why you check your messages, people. Always check your text. You don't know what it is. Sheffield United, not Sheffield Wednesday. Am I talking United? Anyway, Sheffield Wednesday have relieved the duties of Darren Moore about exactly at 12 p.m. now. Darren Moore is probably the best Jamaican coach out there. If you do remember correctly, I did write about a 10-page article as to why he should be the manager when Tapa gets fired. And I think it's just shocking news. I mean, you remember that comeback he orchestrated against Peterborough from about 4-0 down to 5-4 winners or 6-5 winners? I
Yeah, and they
don't
got
see
promoted
why.
as well, right?
Yeah, I don't see why they've relieved him. It's very weird. It is very weird.
I want to see them go down just because of that. They're
Yeah,
stupid. They're absolutely dumb. They're
they,
absolutely freaking stupid. I don't want to cancel this show, so I won't say what I was gonna say, right? But bros, man, they're moving like thief out there. What did they want from him? Did they want him to bring the Champions League or something? But you don't play in the Champions League, blood. Like the Prem, no, you don't play there either. Dude, y'all just got promotion and you fired the man who got you promotion. Historically, this has never ended well.
never, never.
Never. Never. That would be like Pep winning the treble and Sheepman should be like, hey, Pep, you're fired because you didn't win the Carabao Cup. Nigga, what? What? Bro,
Uh,
that's
but
stupid, man. They will live to regret that. That's all I'm saying. And Darren Moore will be scooped up. Don't be surprised if by the end of the week he's the manager of another decent team in one of those leagues that are coming up. Don't be surprised.
don't be surprised if he takes over the Bournemouth job in about 3 weeks after they fire that new guy. But Sav, we're not running into that. We're running into your time, bro. It's up to the Savage Sort House to deal with all of those issues now after this
Yeah.
quick break.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got a message in a bottle, endless drifting out to sea. Just a message in a bottle on a journey out to sea. Got a message in a bottle, it's an SOS. Yeah, I'm in distress, but I'm still the best. Yes, I got finesse, going hard in the track like a maniac. Eat 'em up like some ribs, maybe baby back. Flow's crazy, kinda sick, I'm almost coughing when I spit, and I think maybe I'ma drip a little sauce. I'm executing Holocaust, I'm going off like Ramanov. I'm spitting lead, could call it salvo. I'm signing off, yo, this is an outro. Said that I'm not going nowhere but the country, call it outdoor. Cause I'm an outcast, like in the old West Alvarado. Almahada, it's just a pillow, but I go harder, and I'm a dillo. But I'm not yellow, no, I'm a Rio. Got a horror main attraction, like I was Leo. I popped a pill, just a placebo. Hey yo, amigo, let's go back to the gazebo, so I can free flow. Person first out, and call it FIFO.
All right, welcome everyone again to the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse. This segment is where I absolutely roast the living hell out of anyone that crosses my mind today. And today,
Right?
today, boy, do we have a little treat for you. Starting off this series of GZ Sports with Tottenham Hotspur, the team that thinks they can probably get James Madison, and not only him, but Harvey Barnes for 50 million.
Man,
50. I don't know if the sun is getting on Daniel Levy's bald head, but bro, that's not how it works. Bro, 60 or 70 million for a combined bid of two of them. At the very least. 65 actually. I'd lean closer to 70. Because you're guaranteeing yourself one of the best central attacking midfielders in world football, as well as an amazing winger. Right? Come on, bro. Like Jackson. Is Tottenham just is stupid just in their DNA? Or am I being too harsh on them? Because I think it's just in their DNA.
listen. Okay, so after I saw that news when it came out, I had to make some calls because I'm like, I know Spurs take the piss, but oh my, this is horrible. You know, found out that the bid, it was actually, it was at like a bid. You know what I mean? Like I say, like you tell me something is worth. You tell me you're gonna sell me, say you're selling me a phone for like 60 grand. in Jamaica, that's a lot of money. For you guys in the States, it's probably like $500. But yeah, he's selling me for 60 grand, and I'm just like, I'll give you 40. That's basically what the Spurs one was basically like. Um, Leicester said, yeah, we will sell them, and the Spurs were just like, so we'll give you 50. Like not joking, but somebody actually took it to heart and said Spurs are rubbish, they're idiots. And I do think Levy would do that. He's a penny pincher. We know that. Um, Madison alone might run you 50. And that's if you decide to go into a bidding war. If you allow him to go to Newcastle, he's going for 40. I mean, well, we've already tweeted on GZ. If you guys follow us on Twitter, GZ underscore sports 22. From our club sources, it will be completed for around 48 million. That's going to be the ceiling price because Spurs are not going to just follow to the race. They want Madison, but they don't want to pay 50. Neither do Newcastle. And Barnes, he's just a bonus because no one is paying over £30 million for Harvey Barnes, if even that much. Keep this in mind.
Yeah, you know
Harvey,
what? That's actually a solid winning.
just I'm not cutting you,
Sorry,
but
go
keep
ahead.
this in mind. If Harvey Barnes falls through, don't be surprised if one of the two look at Jack Harrison. Don't be surprised at all. You can go.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I actually rate Harvey Barnes a lot, right? I know he isn't top three wingers in the Prem or top five even, but he gets the job done. He's very skillful, he's young, he's pacey, and he's got a left foot on him as well. Um, I think in order for this bit to go through, as you've said rightfully so about as I've said, and I still retain about 70 or 80 million pounds.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be fair. That would be fair. On, I mean, Leicester are gonna make a hell of money, right? I know they lost the elements for free, but they're gonna make a hell of a lot of money.
Hey, hang on, give me 1 second.
While Sav works out the audio issue, I'll just elaborate more. I didn't know I was gonna get this someone's time, but no, Leicester are gonna make a hell of a lot of money. And Didi might go for some money. Madison Barnes, who we spoke about. Let's say Inches going for free. They may get some money from Yannick Vestergaard, who's still there. Brendan Rodgers ruined his career. And maybe they do get something from James Justin, who is also an asset that has value. I mean, I don't see them selling Luke Thomas. He is a young star or whatever you want to call it. But they're going to need to raise funds. They are broke. They are broke. And in regards to Spurs, Newcastle, he's off. In regards to Spurs and Newcastle and whatnot, they need players, right? Jack Harrison, as I mentioned previously, he might move. He might go to. If Leicester stayed up, he would have gone to Leicester. That's a definite. But Spurs have always had an interest. They had an interest last season, and they're going to retain that interest just in case they do not get their target in Barnes. And I think it's just a straight swap. Sav, you there?
Yes, I'm so sorry about that. I got an unexpected visitor. To say hi to But yes,
Unbelievable.
where did I leave off?
No, so we kind of ended that convo. I just elaborated a bit more on the money Leicester could have got.
Okay. All right. So on the second topic for the GZ Sports transfer rumors today, well, it's not really a rumor seeing it as it is a done deal, but the Galacticos, the Madrid stars, and Real Madrid have completed the signing of one of the best young Wanga kids in the world, Joselu. Welcome to Real Madrid, Joselu. Of course, I'm joking. I mean, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a Madrid star now, fee 105 million, 5 year deal. Amazing stuff. They've got their man for about 2 summers now. They have been wanting him, as well as they've gotten Joselu. I'm not lying about that. They have actually
They got
gotten Joselu as well. Fees are 105 million from Borussia Dortmund. Jaxson, I think this is an excellent transfer because there's no chance he would have gone for anything less than 100 or 95 million. And you've got him not only on that, but a 5 year deal as well. He's one for the future, especially considering that maybe Federico Valverde will leave because of some family issues. I don't know if you have been keeping up with the reports on that, but Federico Valverde is contemplating leaving Real Madrid this summer. Maybe destinations are known right now. He said he doesn't want to go to Chelsea, but you know, it is what it is. Jackson, I rate this deal a 9.1 out of 10, but it's purely because I think that they maybe could have gotten him for a little bit cheaper. Maybe say 90 million and probably add on a 10 million, 15 million add-ons, like a Ballon d'Or clause, right? Like a, you know, 50 appearances clause, something like that, in order to keep the prices down over time. So even in the case that he doesn't work out, in the case that he gets injured, you know, you don't have to pay any more money because he's not appearing at the club. You know, say when he gets 50 goals for the club, you pay them an extra £5 million or something like that. Over time, the shirt sales alone is going to cover all of that money and then some. I is a 9.2 transfer for me, easily one of the best this summer. Jackson, what do you make of this?
Listen, I think that Bellingham deal was very good. I mean, if you want to convert it to pounds, it is I think it was about 80 million pounds up front. So basically, they spent Harry Maguire money on getting Jude Bellingham. It was 103 million euros. There are add-ons to bring it to 130. So basically, they're only spending 100 million pounds or 110 maybe on a player like that. I mean, can you get the Real Madrid negotiators for the teachers and their salary issues in Jamaica? Bloody hell, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, everybody else, Liverpool. Liverpool actually bid 80 million pounds and were rejected. Man City, they got unlimited money. Nah, 120. And if Man United went in the race, it would have been like 150, 160 or something like that. But Real Madrid walked in with the big boy pants and said, hey, he wants to come here. Now you tell me what you're gonna do about it. There's 80 million. Take it or leave it, and that's it. Real Madrid are absolutely outstanding. They have signed Joselu. Apparently, he is to replace Mariano. They haven't gotten their Benzema replacement yet. Adeyemi is on the list. He's one of the names, so it's
Adeyemi is the replacement for Benzema, bro.
Listen, I don't know who they're gonna go for. Listen, I have no idea what's going on in Spain. I remember they signed Fran Garcia, so their left wing is sorted until they decide to get Alfonso Davies next summer, with Mbappe.
All right,
But yeah, Real Madrid do well. They always do well in negotiations, and it just showed again. You see.
all right, all right. So moving on from Jude Bellingham to the penultimate topic for today, second to last, Declan Rice, £70 million bid rejected by West Ham United. He wants from Arsenal 70 million. They want more. Reminiscent of the Luis Suarez situation, 40 plus 1 million bid. Jackson, how much do you think they'll have to offer? Because West Ham was toying with Manchester United, 90 million higher than that, and I don't think Rice is worth that much money. That's just English tax. Hell, as you said, Bellingham went on for 80 something and add-ons, and they want 70 for him. No, they want 90 for him up front.
Yeah.
So you make of that what you will, but what do you make of this entire situation before we move on to the last topic of the day?
Listen, bro. Declan Rice, right? And I'm gonna say this very, very with a straight face. But Declan Rice is not worth a box full of curry goat, right? I mean, Arsenal. Look, from what I know, right? London sources have been saying, um, Rice, Arsenal, the whole deal supposed to be 100 million, whatever, whatever. I'm like, okay, then Arsenal gonna complete this. But Arsenal, for some reason, they knew what the price was. They agreed to a structure and sent in a whole different structure. Apparently, it was instead of 100 million over 5 years, it was 70 million over four. So yeah, shortchanging. And West Ham said no. I mean, they can risk to lose him on a free. They just won the Conference League. They can easily use that money and buy João Palhinha. It's not hard. They can replace Rice right now. They're waiting on other bids, West Ham. They're waiting on Man City. possibly. Manchester United, possibly. And probably even if Bayern Munich say, hey, we'll give you 60 or whatever, okay, Bayern will just throw some money and say, accept it or not. And probably they don't want to lose into a Premier League team and just say, yeah, Rice, go, don't give it up. Either way. But this Arsenal are confident they have this finish, just like with Havertz, they have those. They're confident on both of those deals. Um, but I don't think the fans are confident at all. Because if you messed up knowing the price, everything, all the conditions, you meet the conditions, and when the official bid goes in, you don't, the fans lose their hope immediately.
Yeah. And I think that's a major issue considering that it looks like you're trying to whip West Ham for a new one. As you said, um, you see, you agree to that'd be that's like a FIFA level negotiation right there, bro. 100, 100. You sure? Yeah. Now I'll give you 70. Nigga, get out of here. Get. No. It's just stupid. Like, it's just so silly. Arsenal, banter club number 2, I have to do. Bro, y'all are bigger ballers than Tottenham.
Man,
Y'all are bigger than PepsiCo.
man.
Bro, I don't see it. It's stupid. But moving on from them to the last and final topic. Well, obviously last and final. Randy, what are you on? The last
Yeah.
topic today. And we go over to the depths of the desert, to a
Desert.
place where the blistering heat can only be sated by the supreme Latco fan, where the Saudi Pro League emerges from the shadows. Well, of course, we're going over to Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Pro League. As I said, we would have expounded a little bit more. Saudi Pro League today confirmed the signing Al Ittihad of N'Golo Kante, joining his national team, well, former national teammate N'Golo Karim Benzema, I should say, at Al Ittihad. Now, with that being said, right, the issue here, everyone is talking about who's signing for where, who's doing this, but who do you actually think ends up winning the league next season? Right,
Bro,
you
I
have
didn't
the newly
expect that
promoted Al Ali.
question. I did not expect that question, man. Lordy hell.
No, man,
Boy,
like, come on. You see the acquisitions that they're making, man. Who do you think wins? Because you have one hand, you have Al Ittihad making some mammoth signings. You have Al Nazir, who have the pull of Cristiano Ronaldo on their side. You have Etifak. You have Al Wada. You have Al Qaeda. I'm talking. Don't censor us. Um, you have all of these brilliant teams. Well, teams with money.
man.
I ain't putting my money on Al Ali. I know shock relegation season before last season, but they've come back now and they're fully in it. I think Al Ali goes on to win the league. What do you make of this?
Bro, listen. Okay, so going off transfers, right? If we're going off that, I couldn't disagree with you because Al Ali signing Edward Mendy, signing Koulibaly. I think they want to sign Morata as well, and they're looking at
And
Neymar.
Lakaka.
I mean, Lukaku's an idiot. Lukaku's an absolute idiot. We still look out for Wilfred Zaha because that might be another move. But based on just transfers with those players, I could see Al Ali doing well. I mean, Edward Mendy, I don't want people to think he's not because he's still. I mean, especially in the Saudi Pro League, he's gonna be the best goalkeeper in there. It's gonna be great practice for him. He's gonna get back into form. Senegal call him up. He's gonna be playing well again. Koulibaly, we will see the real Kalidou Koulibaly after that. I mean, you could throw Al Nassr in there. Ronaldo, Ziyech. You know, maybe I like that as you said with Kante and Benzema. But man, it's just two to each team, isn't it? Al Hilal wanted Messi. They didn't get Messi. They got Neves. So I think that was supposed to be there too. Man, it's gonna be different. I mean, look, now we're just tempting people to say maybe I'll watch that league next season. Maybe I'll just go ahead and look at it, watch a couple games. If we can subject ourselves to the Jamaican Premier League, then obviously we can watch the Saudi Pro League.
What's that, bro? All right,
So,
well, fair enough. And thank you. So, you think Al Ali, you agree with me now, Al Ali?
Yeah, if we're going off the transfers, I think Al Ali have made the better ones. They built from the back. You know, I mean, it's look. Everybody else has signed Benzema, Ronaldo, Ziyech. They're looking at Morata. Uh,
N'Golo,
I
Conte.
mean, Conte. They're the only team that actually built from the back. I mean, look, Neves gonna bang them in from 40 yards. You need a keeper to stop that.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. And thank you guys for tuning in today. That is the end of the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse. And as a result, the end of today's show. You can tell the time is longer today because we've switched streaming to StreamYard.com. You can tune in live now on said streams and, you know, deal with us from there. Everything I say in the Savage Slaughterhouse is meant as a joke. Please do not cancel me, although if you try, you shall fail to succeed.
What is
Jax, is there
threatening?
anything you want to say?
Listen, all I'm saying is I'm going to check my phone because I have no idea if they have sent out that new list, that 23-man squad. I haven't heard anything. But no, seriously. Gold Cup, and I'm gonna say this now, guys. For each Jamaica game, because we're biased and we are Jamaican, for each Jamaica game, we will be here 30 minutes before. We're gonna do a pre-game show, and that's where you guys gonna see Fry. Man, like, listen, a lot of you guys, for some reason, you guys just love Fry. I don't know why. Like, I'm gonna tell you why it's called Fry on the next show, actually. Um, and we're gonna have a halftime show, kind of like 10 minutes running through what happened before, in the first half, and then post game show possibly. If we were in LA, then we could have easily done a post game show. But here, and the games are gonna be ending at like 9:30. Some of us have to get up for work the next day. It's a grind. But we're gonna try a pre and post game show, and it's gonna start Saturday. It's gonna start Saturday, and I think that's it. Let me just double check to make sure that's everything. And South, question, but how would our better question? You can only pick three goalkeepers to be in the squad for Jamaica out of Knight, Blake, what's his name, Boyce Clark, Adai, and I think what's the next one's name? Foster. Which three do you pick?
Knight, Blake, and Foster. This is even a hard question, bro.
So you're not
This
even
is
putting
even
Adai.
a hard one.
Not even putting Adai.
No, no. No, I
Man,
think Foster is better than Adai, and Adai isn't better than Blake nor Knight. So it's just my own personal preference and opinion. I haven't, to his credit, I haven't seen Adai play as much as I've seen
that's why
Foster
you're
play,
saying that.
and Foster is kind of solid. So that's maybe a little bit biased from me, but I never said I wasn't biased. So, um, yeah, that's what I'd go with, right? Um, I'm free, Michael Antonio. He should be the striker, right?
No, you got
Um,
this.
Winfred Schiffer should be the striker. Put him up front.
Bro, what? Man. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week. Today, we did it on Monday because we were supposed to meet on Saturday, but JPS decided they're going to do some work. We're going to have no light from 7 till 6. I'm like, okay, I went on the road, came back at 6. They sent out an advisory saying we'll get it back at 8. Okay. Spoke to the guys on the pole. They said
8:30.
8:30. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Then 9 came, then 10 came. The other side of the road had, but just half of the road because the church had, but the guy who lived beside the church didn't. Um, so then they shut it all down again.
Bro slept in the church.
11:47 p.m. We got it back. Then they burnt the wire. No Wi-Fi for the whole day yesterday. And yeah, so we're here on Monday. Hopefully we're back on Sunday. Or we're gonna be back on Saturday definitely. But hopefully we have our regular
Yeah,
show
Saturday.
again on Sunday. Um, but guys, keep following, keep checking out. And Sav did his face reveal, so you cannot keep slaughtering him. He's the slaughter guy. He's the butcher.
La Vuelta.
He's the butcher.
Lisandro Martinez.
He's the butcher. But we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Vamos, 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 vamos.
Jamaica, Virgin, Sports.